I'm Craig.
I'm Steve. Here we go. Texture. So, Mr. Moore, let's focus the camera.
You should have bought the more expensive camera.
Maybe my intro really, there we go. Did you like that when I just waved it into focus?
Beautiful.
So we're taking one light. We want to reveal the subtle texture on this black book on the right side of it. The one light's also going to be responsible for giving us some interest in our orange background. So let's show them how we do that.
Sounds good. Okay, so first thing you're going to do, we'll turn off the overhead so you'll see how the light affects the subject. Let's pull out the fill card.
And if I rotate this back and forth, you can see how it's important to aim the light at the subject, but allow some of it to pass beyond so the reflector can be used to bounce back. We're using a 20-degree grid, right?
Yes, 20-degree grid. Your setup may vary. You can use the 30-degree, but it's about getting that spread onto the background and enough going off past the subject so that we'll be able to bounce some of it back in with the fill card.
And one note on the background, for us, it made it really helpful to put the background right up next to the back, to the surface here. That way the light doesn't have to go too far. So let's take a look at the fill card.
Now, I do encourage you to experiment with colors. You don't have to have this color. Also, if the background was too bright, too overpowering, you could move it a little farther away from the light, moving it from your desktop or your tabletop, and it will get darker. Also, you might have more of a glow shade. Now you can see here, as Steve pans the light, it's on more on the fill card, more on the background now, more on the fill card. You want it to be equally spread because we're using the fill to bounce in to the main as our texture, right, to reveal this subtle texture.
And again, I think we made our decision based on a couple of criteria. That was, we wanted some kind of a nice vignette where the upper corners weren't real bright, that our highlight here was well placed, and then we had enough light to continue past that we could use the reflector to bounce back into the shadow side.
All right, now turn on the overhead lights one more time. You can see how the setup is, where the light's positioned. The light is probably about 30 inches from our notebook. The notebook is rather small. It's only 7 inches tall. If you had an 8.5 by 11, your light would probably be a little farther away. You would probably have to use a larger fill card. And as I mentioned before, your choice for the background color. We just happen to grab red. If you want to go gray for the more monochromatic look, that would be fine also.
Have fun with it.
All right. See you next time.